Okay, so welcome to part 4 of this evening's reading and message. I didn't think that there was going to be any more, but I got up to use the bathroom and my inner voice told me that there was more to the message. So, okay, I was thirsty as well, so I went and grabbed a bottle of water and I'll normally write like a J on the cap, like is the beginning of my name, just to keep track of what water is mine. And instead of writing a J, I wrote a 7. And it's hard to see because it's written very lightly. I wrote a 7. I'm like, what? Why am I writing 7? And then my inner voice told me that I need to go back and read number 7 again. And so 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 7. For you know that you ought to imitate us. We were not idle when we were with you. And I know for some people, your body is broken like mine. My knees are excruciatingly hurting right now. Like, for me to stand and move and walk around at this very moment is extremely painful. I understand that some people's bodies are broken and, sometimes your pain is worse than other times. So I get that. Trust me, I get that. I'm a person that suffers with chronic pain. Sometimes your body just doesn't want to cooperate and you got a pile of things to do. And the download came to me that there are other things that you can do besides physical work, body work, stuff around your house that needs to get done. There's other things that you can do to be productive. And, part of it for me is making these TikToks and also doing my computer work, typing or reading, studying, teaching as well. So there are other ways to be productive. And in the last video, we talked about that one of the devil's tools for pulling us away from our goals and our aspirations in life is to distract us. The devil's big on distraction. But sometimes we want that distraction because the pain that we feel, the emotional pain, we need a distraction from it. But sooner or later, you have to face that pain if you want to grow more as a person and spiritually. It builds your spirit, it builds your resilience, it builds your character, it makes you a better person if you can persevere past the pain and deal with the trauma. And for me, a lot of that had to do with quitting smoking the last week of December. I am 8 years sober off of everything else, and then the last thing to go was the weed that I quit the last week of December. And for me, after quitting, the fog was lifted and I started feeling things much more intensely. And all of the feelings, the emotion, the hurt, the trauma that I've been stuffing down with the help of pot is now coming bubbling to the surface. And it's hard. I went to an AA meeting last week and I broke down crying and I couldn't stop. And I was covering my mouth with the back of my hand because I was sobbing so much I didn't want to be making a noise while I was crying so hard, right? Oh my god. Now I'm chewing my own nails, sorry. I used to have this one idiot ex that would insult me and I'd be like, why are you always putting me down? And then he's like, oh, it builds character. So no, that was wrong. I don't recommend that way of building character. I do recommend facing your issues and your shadow and your trauma as a way of building character though. And I mean, what the hell did that idiot know? He smoked more pot than Cheech and Chong, so there you go. I think that's the end of the message. And I just heard a yep over my shoulder for confirmation, so we'll leave it at that. And now I feel ravishingly hungry. So